Alright, today I want to show you guys my Justice League team right here. They're made out of, not the same company. There are two companies worth of figures here. Let's see, Aquaman is from Mezco, and Wonder Woman, Mezco. This is a knockoff Superman with a third-party head sculpt. And there's a legit Batman, and then this is from Mafex, and also Mafex. And I think they look pretty good standing next to each other. Height-wise, I think they're okay. Personally, I think Cyborg's supposed to be a little bit taller, and Flash, I think is okay, but Cyborg needed to be a little bit taller. And Wonder Woman also needed to be a little bit taller, even though it's from the same company. They should have made Wonder Woman a little bit taller. And Aquaman's nice, and then yeah. So let's go into them one by one. Alright, first off we have Aquaman, and a lot of people don't like this suit. I'm okay with it, and the trident. It's also not 3 prongs, instead it has 5. I'm still okay with that as well. To me, it doesn't really matter. It's a new design from another era, so I'm okay with it. And this suit actually looks kind of nice, but it limits articulation quite a bit because this is the whole thing. He's wearing basically wearing a huge vest, and it does not allow him to move at all around the abdominal section. Otherwise, the undersuit is nice. Check out that undersuit. Here's the undersuit, and you can see here they made patterns all over it as well. So they did a really good job with the undersuit. I really like it. It's thick, but yet doesn't impede with the articulation too much. Well, I mean, this whole thing kind of doesn't allow for much at all. But here you can see his arm could raised up, so I'm okay with that, even though he's wearing the suit. And then shoulder pads attached to the shoulder, bicep right there, and then elbows a little bit. Again, nothing around the torso section. Hair does get in the way. I mean, sculpted hair, of course, to be expected. Legs can still go up a little bit. And double joint knees. Yeah, I think I've made a video of this already. But overall, I do like this Aquaman. And I think I prefer the Mezco version more than any of the other company. Yeah, he looks beefy, and yet the likeness is pretty good. Actually, I think it's really good compared to all the other ones. Yeah, I think the likeness is really good for Aquaman. So yeah, really nice. Alright, next up we have Wonder Woman. And out of all the Wonder Woman that came out, I think this might be my least favorite of them all. Even though I didn't get Mezco. No, I didn't get the Mafex version of the Wonder Woman. I think my favorite one is the SHF. They all don't look like the actress who plays Wonder Woman, but I think this one, the likeness is definitely not there. The SHF does look pretty nice. Articulation wise, it's even better than this one. This one is, yeah, it's no good. I hate the articulation for this Wonder Woman. And proportion wise, she looks bad. Just the whole thing is kind of strange and unusual and just not good. And the legs are super loose too. I don't know why they are. Oh, they are ball joint, so yeah. They're super loose. I didn't even do much to it, and it is already super loose to begin with. So yeah, not my favorite Wonder Woman figure of them all. Yeah, it's definitely my least favorite. And the ankles are kind of weak too for this figure. So yeah, overall, not so much. And then next up we have the knockoff Superman. The reason I got this Superman is because I never got the original one. The original one has a really, really ugly head sculpt. So I couldn't justify putting in money to buy the Superman. I figured they would make another one, but they never did. I'm not sure whether they will make another Superman or not, because they didn't make one for They didn't make one for Justice League. They only made one for Dawn of Justice, which is the Batman Superman movie. And the suit, the knockoff version, is definitely bad compared to the Mezco one. It's okay, I mean, as far as the fitting, but I believe the material might be a little bit different, and I'm sure the cape is different. This feels like a t-shirt. So I don't know if the original one feels like a t-shirt, but this one definitely feels like a t-shirt. And the cape, they didn't even cut it properly. The side is a little longer, look at that. The side is much longer than the other side. So, but I'm just happy that I have a Superman, because once this third-party head sculpt came out, I was like, oh, I wish I had gotten the Superman, because I missed out on the Mezco Superman. I didn't know if people would have came up with this Superman head sculpt a bit earlier, I would have definitely picked up the Mezco figure, just so I could have this head on it. So I have to wait for the third party. I mean, for the knockoff version. This body cost me $46, I believe, from China, shipped. And there are issues with this body. The shoulder came right off inside the suit, so I had to take the suit off in order to fix the shoulder, and it was a pain to fix the shoulder. I think it was this side. I was able to get it. I had to glue some parts together in order for the shoulder to fit on here, because there's a whole long process of how to put the shoulder back on, and which I'm not gonna bore you with. But here you can see I have to restitch the back of the suit, and this thing wasn't done nicely either. It is done pretty poorly. But I think one of the knee was coming off too, because it has those peg system, kind of like the Hot Toys True Type body, where you could actually pull the whole leg section off around the knee section. So this came right off, so I had to glue this piece back into his thigh section, so now he could bend his legs. But mainly the purpose of this figure is just to stand around, so I could have the whole team standing together. And look at the S symbol. It's painted pretty poorly. I don't know why they added some black around it. I think it's just to hide the runoffs or something. But yeah, overall, if you want a knockoff Superman, I say it's okay to get one. And if it's cheap, 46 is okay. But yeah, because I would be happy to pay $80 for an actual Superman body, instead of paying, what does it cost now, like over 100 or almost 200 for the Superman, for the original Superman body. So I'm not gonna pay that much for a Superman. So yeah, so I figure I'll go the knockoff route, and if they ever make another Superman, then I'll definitely get it. Alright, so as for Batman, I really should bring out the tactical suit Batman for the Justice League, instead of using the Dawn of Justice Batman here. But either way, I mean, either one you put together as a team would look fine. I don't really care, either one is fine. But I'm glad to have all of them, all the Batmans, because Batman's my favorite, so I'm glad to have Batman in my collection. One thing I didn't like about these Batman is that the cape is a bit too long. I mean, it's hard to stand it on the shelf because it does bunch up a little bit. It would have been nice if it were just tally under, so it doesn't hit the desk, hit the ground when I'm posing it. The fabric, I'm not so sure about this fabric. It's pretty soft, it's pretty thin, but still a little too thick for something this small. And be careful with these goggles. I broke one already. My figure took a shelf dive, and the glass is completely broke in half. right in the center too. So it was almost impossible for me to fix that, because that's where the the stress is when you're putting the goggle over his head, because you're applying a lot of stress to the center. So I was able to get it back together using Gorilla Glue. It's the ones that well, I'll show you. All right, here's the Gorilla Glue I used for the goggles. And it's a super glue brush and nozzle. Gorilla Glue. This is the fast acting one. Cures in about 10 seconds or 15 seconds or so, somewhere around there. And this is the only one I found doable when gluing plastic together. That you want it to be strong, especially because if it works for these goggles, then I mean, that means these glues, this brand of glue is really good. Don't get the one that's foamed up though. That's not gonna work. You have to get this one. The fast acting one cures in 10 to 15 seconds, somewhere around there. And this is the super glue. Make sure it's the white, the clear version. Okay. Oops, right there. And here is Flash from Mafex. The joints are a bit loose, like right here. You can see the shoulders are kind of loose. The whole thing, it's not the greatest. All the joints are a little bit wobbly here and there, but overall, the main purpose of this figure is just to stand around for the team, so I'm okay with it. And I didn't have any issues of it coming off or anything like that. But the shoulder does have a butterfly joint, so that's kind of neat. And one thing I don't like about Mafex is the paint job on the skin tone. It's always extremely light. Everyone has that whitish skin tone for some reason. It's really, really light. No one has a tan when it comes to Mafex universe, I guess. So overall, I mean, it's an okay figure. And the reason I got this is mainly for the height difference, because this one scaled pretty well with the Mezco stuff. The SHF will not scale well with the Mezco stuff at all. They are way too short. That Flash is way too short. I do like that Flash, but this one is better if you want to pose it with the Mezco stuff. And then lastly, we have Cyborg. I've seen videos where a lot of people have issues with this figure, joints coming off, and then legs are broken, stuff like that, and arms are coming apart and all that stuff. But I didn't play with this guy too much. The arm cannon doesn't stay well. I mean, stay put too well. But for the most part, it is still intact, so I'm okay. But it is a flimsier type figure for sure. It does have metal feet though. That's kind of neat. I think it's just the feet though. But it is kind of neat to have this cyborg figure, and it's painted really well too. I like this paint because usually when it comes to chrome or silver, stuff like that, other companies might do a pretty poor job. Instead of giving it silver, it looks more like a gray color, but this one does look like a metal, so I'm happy with that. I mean, it's still not the same as the film. The film, I think, uses almost exactly like a mirror chrome finish for Cyborg, but this one I can live with. And height-wise, it's pretty nice. It fits in pretty well with the Mafex. I mean, with the Mezco stuff. I mean, he's still a little bit short compared to Batman. Look at how short he is compared to Batman, next to each other. But if you spread them apart a little bit and just don't let him stand next to Batman, I think he's okay. But I think the Mezco stuff are a little big though, a little bigger than normal. But still, I'm happy to have this in my collection for the team. So there you have it, the Justice League from Mezco and Mafex. And finally, very happy to have this set all together now, the whole team together. We're still missing, well, one member is not in the film either. Green Lantern. There should have been a Green Lantern in this film, but they didn't put Green Lantern in, so that's okay. But wish they did. It would have been a perfect team if Green Lantern was in it. But I mean, we got what we got. So there you go. There's the Justice League from Mezco and Mafex. Thanks for watching.